Hello everybody, my name is Minkaro and this is my 100th video question and answer special. Now, you may have noticed already that rather than seeing a video game on your screen, you are seeing this beautiful, stop laughing, beautiful face. Now the reason for that is I thought because it's my 100th video I would introduce myself to the world in a physical form, and I don't think you should be sitting there watching videos. My cameraman has just put his finger over the lens and he will be fine for that. I'm dropping his wages. I'm paying him nothing, so really what that means is I'm actually going to start making him pay me to do this. Anyway, cameraman, what is our first question?
Have you travelled out of the UK? Where did you go and your future plans of travel?
Yeah, I have been out of the UK. We've been to France about 3 or 4 times. That was pretty cool. You know, we've been to different parts of France. I can't tell you where they are. Not because I've got any sort of secrecy act on me, but because I just don't remember. Been to Paris though. I remember that one, Paris, because I remember the Arc de Triomphe and the Eiffel Tower, and you don't really get confused with that, do you? Been to America 3 or 4 times. To Florida each time, different sort of ages in my life. Going to the whole Disney World, Universal Studios thing, which is great when you're a kid, and also great when you grow up and you're still a kid. Actually, the third time we went, I think we went to it was Florida again, but it was less of a Disneyland, more of a looking at the other parts of it kind of thing. As for future plans, in June I'm going to Belgium with my brother for the Grass Pop Festival, which is going to be pretty cool. And I'd really like to go back to America, but like the other sort of parts of it. So that's in a sort of pipeline, but it's not concrete yet, not anything planned, because money. So yeah, that's my apart from then, when I was younger, I went to all these sort of places like Fuerteventura, Ibiza, the sort of sandy, sunny. It's not my sort of thing though, really. The beach holiday. I like to. When I went out last year or the year before to Nantes in France for the Hellfest festival, and almost as much as the music, I enjoyed going around the city and seeing all the different places. So really, I just want to go places and sort of look around, not just sort of sit on the beach. So that's where I stand with travel. Next question.
Biggest jump scare?
Well, because I'm a video game player, I imagine it's just talking about video games. And to be honest, to me, any jump scare is a big jump scare. I'm that much of a wimp. On my Stanley Parable videos, there's probably a part where I'm walking around the corridors, and it's not a scary game at all, let's be honest, but I'm walking around and I'm going, don't jump out at me, nothing jump out at me, because that's just how much of a wimp I am. Any jump scare will scare me, and I tend to avoid games that I know are going to have that kind of jump scare. But games I played the Bad Dream series, and there's one of them where you're ringing a doorbell. You've got to ring it 5 times, and the 5th time something goes bleh at the screen, and you know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, but it's a bugger. One game I did play that had a bit of a jump scare that I wouldn't expect to have a jump scare was the Peter Jackson King Kong game. Again, not a scary game, shouldn't be a scary game, but when you're playing as the guy, what's the guy's name? Jack?
Captain Jack, somebody.
It's not Captain Jack. We'll go with Jack. But the guy who falls in love with a girl gets kidnapped. He's the guy who's on the ground going like that. Him. You're playing this in. It's like you're looking through his first-person view, and you've got these little worm things that pop out at you every now and again. And sometimes when you turn the character around, there'll be like this worm thing going blah. And that made me. The first time that happened, because I wasn't expecting it a bit, no at all, that made me jump. But as for games like Slender Man, that kind of game, honestly, I tend to stay away from those because I am a wimp. Horror movies as well, I just, no. Nope. So, yeah, jump scares, I can't really tell you too much about them. Next question.
How much do you play two-player? Are you bossy?
Two-player? Yeah, I do play GTA 5 online with my brother sometimes. And what we do, because I haven't got like the sort of, well, he hasn't got a microphone and got a headset sort of thing. I record all my videos using this. Show the people. Yep. I can't really communicate with him over the interwebs. So what we do is he's in another room just over there, and we'll be playing. I'll be going, right, Nathan, go, because that's his name. I'm not mad. I'll go, Nathan, go around the left. Get them. And he can't tell his bloody left from his right, can he? So it's like, go on the left. Okay, go on the right then. Then you've died. Brilliant. So, and yeah, I absolutely am bossy. I really am. It's just like, I can't. I don't know what people think when they're listening to us playing it, because it'll be me going, no, do this, fucking back, and it's awful. It's awful, really. And apart from that, multiplayer games, I haven't played two-player in a long time, to be honest. Not in the sense of like playing FIFA against somebody, playing a WWE game against somebody. Not for a while. I mean, when I do it, I tend to wait until somebody I know online or on Skype is on, so I can sort of play with them. Not a huge fan of playing against people I don't know, to be honest, because most of them are dicks, and I prefer being the only dick in the game. So yeah, that's that. Next question.
Are you a lover or a fighter?
I'm a lover. I get in a lot of arguments. Don't really get in a lot of relationships, so fighter probably. Yeah. Thanks.
How much do you love movies?
Much I love. A lot. Am I meant to sort of give a number to quantify this? 10. My love for movies is 10. Is there any more to that question?
Genres, favourites, best cinema experience, etc.
That was a bit more of a question, wasn't it? Blame the cameraman.
Don't blame me, I'm a lovely person.
Sacked. Well, anyway, genres, I will watch almost any genre of film, apart from horror. I mean, I've watched the Nightmare on Elm Street film, first two, I think. Watched the new Omen film, which for me was most people are watching that going, but I was like, yeah, that was a bit of a challenge for me. I have got the DVD of Jason X, but for me, even me, that's not a horror movie, is it? I mean, it's just funny. But I like action films. I like comedy, drama. I've even gone to see a few chick flicks, to be honest with you. I haven't got any shame. I like the sort of fantasy films, like, big into like the superhero films that are starting to come out a lot. Lord of the Rings, sci-fi. I love sci-fi. But for me, I mean, I can watch a film like 12 Years a Slave and sort of go, yeah, that's really well acted. That's really well put together, and I appreciate it for the art that it is. But then, my favourite film that came out last year, by far, was Pacific Rim. And I know that on a artistic sense is nowhere close to like a film like 12 Years a Slave, Godfather, whatever you want to mention. It's not, it just isn't, I know that. But the fun I had watching it, it's absolutely just brilliant fun. I want to see it, I think I want to see it first on my own, and then again with my brother, and I loved it both times. And I love movies like that you can just sort of switch your brain off. And I know people are thinking, yeah, that's probably easy for you, isn't it? But I love movies like that. I can appreciate the great artistic movies, but I like to have fun. My favourite movies, I mean, I mentioned Pulp Fiction as a favourite last year. I think this year, the Grand Budapest Hotel, is what I remember there, is what I found to be a great mixture between that having fun and the actual good artistic merit. because the lead performance from Ralph Fiennes was absolutely spot. I mean, everybody in that film was good, but his performance was like woomph, just over everybody, absolutely brilliant. I mean, all-time favourite films, I hesitate to say really, because there's a lot of great films that I haven't seen. Because I kind of, and in the last couple of years, I've sort of gone, hang on a minute, movies are a thing, I should watch some of them. I mean, I haven't seen like Gone with the Wind, Casablanca, The Shining. I only recently saw Pulp Fiction. That's very good. So, all-time favourite films. I mean, honestly, I don't think if I had seen it, I'd really go for these big, sort of. Well, I was going to say, well, no, I don't watch bloody indie films. I mean, nothing wrong with them, but I'm not trying to come across as somebody who goes for the obscure. Movies that I can watch over and over again aren't movies that will be at the top of a critic's list, is what I'm trying to say here. Like, I could probably watch the Tenacious D film every week. I mean, just because it's the kind of thing I can just sort of put on and enjoy. I love The Truman Show. I think that's an absolutely fantastic movie. Back to the Future trilogy, yeah. Now, cinema experiences, that's about that, yeah. I'm fairly lucky with cinema experiences. I can't remember if you asked for worst or best. I'm going to go for both. Worst, possibly, I went to see the Avengers movie when that came out, and was a bunch of kids in the audience, and so that's already a danger sign for me, because kids are evil people, and just shouting and yelling through half the film. I say half the film because they got kicked out, thank God, but really that was okay for me in a sense, because it was the second time I'd seen the film, because again it was a case where I'd seen it myself and I'd gone back with my brother, but for him, was that really, do you remember those kids? The kids at the Avengers? Really
No.
noisy? He doesn't remember. Useless. And it just irritates me when people take small children to the movies. You know, and they're going to be going sort of... They can't help it. No, it's not their fault. You know, they don't know what's going on, but they're making that kind of noise. It's just... It's not fair on the kid. It's not fair on the rest of the audience. Best cinema experience... I went to see the 50th episode. 50th episode? It's not long, is it? 50th year and the 50th anniversary episode of Doctor Who in the cinema, and I was walking in, saw loads of people dressed up in various sort of Doctor Who get-ups. They'd painted the doors of the cinema to look like the TARDIS from Doctor Who. When I was in there, it was most audience participation I'd ever seen in a cinema. I mean, everybody was sort of, you know, when they saw the various cameos coming in, everyone went, look. And at the end of the film, everybody applauded. Now, if you're watching this from America, I always get the feeling that people applaud at the end of every film. That might not be true, that might be something that's sort of gone into my consciousness from the TV I've watched, but here that doesn't happen. Here it's like, film's over. Leave. Ow. But that film, TV, it's kind of like a TV film thing because it's feature length. Everybody applauded, everybody cheered, and it felt like I was part of something really big and really cool. So, yeah, that's probably about it for me on movies.
Do you like playing with other people?
I kind of answered that before. If I know them, yeah, it's really fun to get on Skype. Not you. Really fun to get on Skype and just sort of have a laugh playing like a Grand Theft Auto or sort of that kind of game you can just muck about. But playing online competitively, I used to play the FIFA games quite a lot, and it's just you know, the kind of people that would make you sit through the entire full-on dance routine celebrations, you know, the kind of people who just muck you about and take the fun out of playing it. WWE games are the kind of people who create a character who has a finisher that's like 75 kicks in a row, and it's just like, okay, end please. I just want to go on and have fun. I can't see the point going on just to irritate people on these things. So if I know the people, I enjoy playing with them. If I don't, I'm a little bit. I mean, I have had some real fun playing online against people I haven't known before. So it's not everybody, but it got to the point where it was the percentage of people that were being irritating outweighed the people that weren't. So I kind of just gave up on it.
How much games do you play a day? Do you play mostly online?
I think we know I don't play mostly online now, but I've just said all that stuff about multiplayer. Depends on what sort of day it is. I mean, if I'm recording, I'll be playing. I record most of my things in like big chunks. So I'll be playing for like 2 or 3 hours that day. Other days, I don't play quite so much. If I'm just playing for fun. I do play Football Manager a lot, but that's the kind of thing you can have on in the background. I mean, I have hours and hours racked up on Football Manager, but that's just because I've had it in the background or had it out of the way when I've been watching a movie, sort of like have like 2 little windows side by side or browsing the internet, so that doesn't really count. It's usually about an hour a day though, at least, or 2 or 3, 1, 2, 3 hours, depending on what's going on. Yeah. Next question.
How much do you appreciate your viewers?
I love all of you. Sincerely. All of you. Except you. You know who you are. I don't appreciate you. Just a little bit odd. Stop sending me those letters. It's not on. No, but really, I think I have 25 subscribers, which is 25 more than I expected to get when I started this out. And compared to your big YouTubers who've got the hundreds of thousands, it's not much. But to me, it's what keeps us going. I mean, if I have people that are watching my videos, appreciating my videos, I'm going to keep doing them. And so I really do appreciate anybody who's watched any of my videos ever. Yeah, next question.
What is your favourite console? Why? How much consoles do you own?
My favourite console is probably, for nostalgia purposes, the PS1. It was the first console I got. I don't have it anymore, sadly. But I got it with like a bundle of, I want to say 5 games. Tekken 2, Tomb Raider 2, Crash Bandicoot, some football game, Adidas Power Soccer, and Porsche Challenge. And it was the first time I had a console, so it was just a completely new thing to me, playing console games. And just spent hours and hours on Crash Bandicoot, especially, was one of my favourites. I've always had a sort of soft spot for that series. I mean, I've had in the past like the N64, what's the next one? The GameCube is what I'm thinking of. But I've never been. I know there's people out there who go out and they get the PlayStation, the Xbox, the Wii. They sort of collect them. That's not me. If we show people how I'm sort of set up down here, I've got the PS3 here, and there's a PS2 in this box which I bought only this past Sunday, the 4th of May. You can get back up now. It's cool. So I haven't really got a lot of room to be playing with. I mean, I could get these other consoles and sort of stick them in cupboards or out the way and just swap over, but for me, I've started to lean a lot more towards PC gaming, simply because that's easier for me when I come to recording. I don't really know how to record the console games. I know the information's online, but I'm an idiot and I can't understand it. I think that's something to do with a capture card. I might try it one day. I might sort of try and go back and play a few of these PlayStation 2 games and try and sort of delve into the past a little bit. That would be quite fun if I knew how it worked. But yeah, with the consoles I own, I'm coming out of course a right Sony fanboy here. I mean, I do like Nintendo. I did have it's not a console, but I did have a Nintendo DS I played on quite a bit. But honestly, most of my sort of handheld gaming now is actually done on the iPhone, which I would pick up and show you, but I can't pick up and show you because my brother's actually recording me using it, which is why this video quality is probably not fantastic. Yeah, that's probably about all I can say on consoles.
What is your favourite game of all time and why?
Ooh. In terms of the sheer hours I've put into these games, the Football Manager series is probably up there, but I wouldn't really count those because they're not video games with a story. I mean, there can be a story to them. I mean, with any kind of game you can sort of add your own little story to it. I mean, I could say that this team beat me last time and now we're up for revenge. That's kind of a little story. But my favourite games in what I would call a more story-driven sense is Mass Effect. Absolutely love Mass Effect. I mean, usually when I play a game, I sort of play it and put it to one side for a while, maybe go back to it a bit later. Mass Effect, the second I finished the second one, straight back into new game, trying it again. Love the universe they set up there, love the characters, love the story, everything about it. It's the first game to really sort of make me go, wow, this is just brilliant. Also, if you go for my channel, huge fan of the Walking Dead games. The story for those is just absolutely, I've got a bit of hair there, absolutely fantastic. So, Walking Dead, Mass Effect, I mentioned before Crash Bandicoot, nostalgia, yeah, going back in the past, that would be one of them. Again, going back in the past for Pokemon Red and Blue games. I mean, I'm not one of those guys who go, oh, there shouldn't be 700 Pokemon, because I like seeing things get bigger, evolve, which is a fitting word for Pokemon. But for me, I don't think you can beat those original games. Yeah. So next question.
What made you choose MinkaroXIV as a YouTube username?
Well, I've been using Minkaro without the XIV as a username around the internet for many years, and that's something I've sort of used as a nickname for a while. I mean, it came out of a game that me and a friend were playing when we were kids, and I've sort of kept it ever since. I added the XIV because I already had an account under the name Minkaro on YouTube, which is basically an empty account now. It did have a couple of concert videos that I think YouTube have flagged. YouTube sort of went, no, copyright, bleh, over them, and I didn't want to sort of start putting my gaming videos on a channel that was years old. Cause I thought it kind of looked like I'd started a channel and then I had no idea what to do with it until years later, which might have actually been true. But yeah, I started the MinkaroXIV channel just as a special gaming channel. The reason for the XIV is because 14 is my favourite number, and XIV is obviously 14 in Roman numerals. Yeah.
Worst experience when playing online?
Worst. It's hard to think of any kind of experience individually. I mean, usually for me when I sort of get irritated, it's been because people have just been irritating things that are sort of built up my sort of anger. And most of the time, really, if someone's doing that. I mentioned GTA before. You have the kind of person who sort of follows you around everywhere trying to kill you. I just go to a new server. Just try and get away from them. It's there's no point staying there and getting irritated. And if I'm kind of sloping over to the side here, yeah, thank you. Pay attention. Yeah, it's easy to. I mean, there's been times when I was on SmackDown versus Raw or WWE something or other, and this guy I was against just would not end the match. I mean, he'd beaten me. Just obviously beaten me. And, which is cool, I'm fine with that. But he kept picking me up, carrying doing moves. And the problem is, if I exit out of it, I get the bad sport thing, you know, for quitting on him. But it just wouldn't stop. And that's just why? Why do that? What purpose? Because I don't think it actually adds any score to what you're doing. Carrying on that for that long. Yeah, so that's that.
Oh, I'm not doing number 13.
Do number 13.
Say my name. Do I have to say the actual name?
I know who it is. Yeah, it's okay, I'll say the name. Don't know why this person wants me to say the name. Maybe this person has taken footage, audio clips of my videos and is now piecing together some sort of clips of me saying things, and there's going to be some sort of, it's going to start phoning into radio shows pretending to be me, using these clips. So I'm a little bit suspicious, but hello Tiffany. Yeah, next question.
Sunset or sunrise?
I'm never awake to see the bloody sunrise. Sunset.
What is your favourite genre of gaming?
I like, as long as they've got a good story, I like any kind of game. I mean, I probably lean towards the more action-based RPG kind of things, like Mass Effect. I think Skyrim fits under that umbrella as well. When you've got Walking Dead isn't an RPG, but games that give you a choice on how you want to play them. Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic games, Infamous, the GTA games for a sense, you've got a choice of how you want to go about them. I like having that it's not a freedom in a sense, but you're still guided down a certain path. But having a choice is better than just sort of going A, B, C, D. So yeah, action RPGs, I'd sort of say my favourite genre of games.
You said you hated the sound of your voice before when I asked you to join Vine. Do you still feel the same way about your voice? Weird question.
I don't dislike my voice so much now, because obviously I've been doing these YouTube videos for a while. Sometimes when I listen back to them, I think, oh god, that sounds a little bit off. But people seem to get along fine with it. Don't seem to mind. Probably mentioned Vine. I probably wouldn't do the Vine thing. So I've seen a few Vine skit videos. I don't think I'd have any sort of ideas on how to do that. And honestly, I don't find many of them that funny. I might have watched the wrong ones, to be honest, but it's not really my cup of tea. I would like, regarding my voice, I would like to try and get a little bit more life into it, a little bit more charisma. I mean, I try to liven it up a bit. If I feel myself droning a little bit, I try and sort it out. But I don't particularly like it. But obviously, as I'm doing YouTube videos, I'm not that bothered about it. Next question.
Who are your favourite developers?
Game developers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cool. think I've got to say BioWare, the Mass Effect, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic games. If Telltale Games come out with a Game of Thrones game that's as good as Walking Dead, they will be absolutely to top of the list. Honestly, I kind of pick up games in a sense of, oh, that's good. I don't really look at the developer on it. Maybe I should, but it's not something I've ever really focused on. But yeah, BioWare and then Telltale Games.
Let's be real. You're a funny guy. Would you do stand-up comedy?
Don't think so. I think I'm better when I've got something in front of me to work off. I don't think I could sit down and put together a series of jokes and go and sort of stand up deliver them in that sense. I think when you sort of watch the TV panel shows where people sort of sitting around a desk and they've got the news, the current news, and they're sort of making jokes about that, I think I could have a go at doing that maybe, but in terms of stand up in front of an audience, I'm not sure that would be my sort of thing because I need something to bounce off.
Are you a very organised guy?
No.
How would you describe your personality?
I think around people I'm kind of quiet a lot of the time. I mean, obviously I've had to kind of put that to one side when sort of doing these YouTube videos because I can't just sit there playing games going, because really that would make the worst commentary ever, wouldn't it? Yeah, sort of when I'm with my friends I'm kind of quiet a lot of the time and sort of speak up every now and again, and it's usually to make some kind of joke. I've got a very sarcastic sense of humour. I like having a joke. I can have a kind of aggressive personality sometimes. When I'm arguing with people, I kind of sort of latch on to a point and really go for it. But I don't enjoy confrontation much. I just tend to find myself in it, and if I'm in it, I might as well be good at it. Might probably about as much as I can say about myself, really. I mean, I don't like answering questions like that, like how are you like with this? Because I'd rather people sort of experience me and then sort of decide for themselves how I am. Because I'm biased, I think I'm awesome, obviously. He's shaking his head. Shaking. Yeah, sort of all I can say about myself, really. What's the next question?
What do people call you offline?
They call me Adam, which is my name, or they call me Twat, which is my name. It's very hurtful.
How did you come up with the name Minkaro?
God knows, it's a long time ago. I was playing some kind of game with an old friend in school, and basically we were imagining we were ninjas, and he had a certain name for his character. I came up with Minkaro, and she sort of went through that game. We carried on a couple of years later. I was trying to sign up to a website, couldn't think of a username. I went, that Minkaro thing is something that might work. Did that, and it's sort of carried on ever since then.
What are you trying to do with your life, as in goals and etc.?
Well, at the moment, I'm working on a kind of part-time basis for a dental laboratory near where I live. Just kind of doing clerical work for them. Might start doing some deliveries for them. I'm not allowed anywhere near like the actual thing that goes in people's mouths. Don't worry, if you live anywhere near the West Midlands, it's okay. I'm not going to kill your teeth. You're fine. that's not really the kind of thing. I'd like to do clerical work. I mean, I'm kind of good on the computer administration work. It's what I want to kind of go into. I mean, I'd love to be successful enough that I could start doing this gaming commentary as a sort of job, or even start earning something from it. I mean, the money isn't everything about it. I'm not doing it for money at all. I've got a lot of fun just out doing it for free. Because you've got to have fun with that sort of thing, but it is nice. It would be lovely to be able to do it and to make it almost a job as well as a hobby. That would be good, but I'm not sure that's going to be in the pipeline anytime soon. I'd like to travel a bit more, see more places. I'd like to go to Greece, I think, really, because I like. When I was at college, I really liked the old Greek classical stories. I mean, obviously, I'm aware that if I go there now, I'm highly unlikely to see a Minotaur roaming around anywhere. But your bloody eyes on me. But yeah, I'd like to kind of go. I'd like to sort of have a look at places I haven't been before. I mentioned earlier I'd like to go and actually look at things rather than laze about on a beach. Yeah, sort of get a better job, do a bit of travelling. That's really all I've got planned. I'd like a car. That'd be nice. Want to buy me a car? Bloody edge. Yeah. Next question.
What's your cat's peeve?
What's my cat's?
What's your cat's peeve?
My cat's? Could be that. What's your pet peeve?
Alright.
He's an idiot. Pet peeve, for the benefit of people who don't know, is something that really irritates you. And we could be here a long time with me talking about this, because a lot of things annoy me. But let's try and run through them very quickly. It pisses me off when people are walking on a pavement or sidewalk, to translate for my American viewers, in front of me, and sort of when it's a group of people and they sort of do this thing where we spread out all one next to each other, things like this, like trying to get round them. That's irritating. People talking in the cinema. One of my favourite quotes from Firefly is when the shepherd book says, "You're going to a special kind of hell reserved for," I might get this wrong, I'm going to be shot by Firefly fans, "for rapists, paedophiles and people who talk at the theatre." So irritating. I don't like it when I'm listening to the radio or watching music videos on TV. Usually November Rain, and they cut off that really cool bit at the end. Just leave it. Ignorant, rude people irritate me. I mean, I mentioned that I was like possibly moving into some deliveries for this company I'm working for. I've been being driven around, being shown the route by my dad, who also works for this company, and to be honest is why I've got the job there in the first place. And when he sort of stops the car and lets people cross the road, the number of them that don't do, like, you know, the sort of thank you sort of hand gesture like that, it really annoys me. I mean, I would be tempted to just accelerate into their face, to be honest, because it's just so. How much energy does that take? Honestly, it's just bad, isn't it? I get far more wound up than I should at adverts on TV, especially the ones that have got really bad dubbing over them. They wind me up so much, and it's not really a thing that should wind me up. I think I should stop there, because this is going to turn into just a rant, isn't it? I want to say thank you, first of all, to the people that sent in these questions for me to answer So some good questions there, some very good questions there. Thank you especially to Tiffany, who asked me a lot of those questions in there. Most of them, to be honest. Really grateful for that and the support that she's shown me starting up this channel. Have I said thank you to the people just for watching the video? I think I'm going to say it again, because you deserve my thanks. Because you're good people. In the future, it's going to be kind of difficult for me to get as many. I've been kind of sparse with my videos anyway, but I've joined this filmmaking group that's sort of nearby where I live, called the MinkaroXIV Project. If you go to facebook.com/the MinkaroXIV Project, you'll see what that's all about. I actually help run the Facebook on there, the social media guy. It's taken a lot of my time, and it's a really fun thing to be involved with. So there might not be as many videos coming out. I need to really start planning what kind of games I want to play. I'd really appreciate it if people could start going, oh hey, I think you'd really enjoy this game, or even because I want to do things that please my audience. Even if you say, hey, why don't you play Super Scary Jump Scare Nightmare 5? I'll be like, I don't want to, but I'll do it just for you. Please don't suggest I play that. I know it doesn't exist, but don't. But if you seriously want me to play it, I will give it a go, because I want to put out videos that people are going to want to see, that people want to see me have a go at. So that's that. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next video, whatever that might be. Take care. Bye-bye.